What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Chicago Karl. This is going to be your home for NBA, MLB, and college hoops analysis. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be reviewing the NBA action that took place on March 24th, 2021. We're going to be going over the scores, the biggest headlines, and the standings moving into tomorrow's action. There were a total of 12 games played today. It was insane. Tons of scores, tons of things to go over. Let's jump into it. First off, the trade deadline is tomorrow at 2 a.m. my time, Central Time. Big deal. A lot of names being tossed around. A big headline I'm seeing swirl around is the Knicks are in pursuit of Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond's a name that's been tossed around a ton by a lot of teams. A lot of teams are looking for a big man heading in to this expanded play-in, playoff format, and Andre Drummond is looking to provide the anchor that a lot of these teams are looking for. Also, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Clippers is going to miss significant time with his injury. The Raptors unveiled their first ever all-female crew, which was a milestone for feminism in the NBA. Raptors also made headlines as they drilled a team record 24 three-pointers tonight. One player also tested positive in the latest COVID-19 results. Another name we're going to get into, Kyle Lowry, has been swirling around in trade rumors. A lot of teams I'm seeing rumored are Sixers, the Heat. I've seen even the Bulls have been involved in some trade talks. I've seen a multitude of teams be mentioned as far as being in pursuit of Kyle Lowry. I don't know where he'll land. I don't even know if he will land, but I think if he will land on the team, he'll be a key acquisition. He's been playing quite well this season. He could help any team get past the hump going into this play-in playoff format. Top of that, Stephon Curry, he made headlines. He's out for another week. He got hurt last week with his tailbone injury. Looked pretty bad, but he'll be back in action no time soon. LaMelo is in headlines today, not with trade rumors, but because he got hurt earlier this week, and he's going to be getting evaluated 4 weeks from now. Good luck to him. Hopefully he's going to be all right. And then, there we go. A lot of people are talking about the fact that the new play-in format for the playoffs is adding a lot of drama and mixing up a lot of things. For example, a lot of teams that previously in years past would have been just overlooked as, barely missing the cut right around mediocre teams. Now they have a chance to actually play for something, and they're looking to trade guys or looking to move up in the standings any way they can. And this is actually really a good move by the NBA, because a lot of people, if you were around back in 2016, 2015, even 2014, that's when sort of the hate for the tank started to appear, and a lot of people got mad at teams purposely tanking for draft picks. But this sort of incentivizes teams to really just build with the roster they have, build through trades, build through free agency, and more sort of organically construct a roster to compete for higher standings and whatnot. And I like it. I think it's going to be crazy. Hopefully my Bulls can land someone. I know a lot of Bulls fans are looking for Lonzo Ball. I myself would be perfectly fine with that acquisition. I think he would fit in very nicely with Zach LaVine, and I hopefully he can take over the role of Kobe White, because I'm not a big fan of Kobe White. But that's what's going around today for headlines. Let's get into the scores. Like I said, 12 games today, an insane amount of games, insane amount of action. First off, we had the Indiana Pacers defeating the Detroit Pistons 116-111. The highest score for the Pistons was Jeremy Grant. He dished in 29 points. Wayne Ellington and Jacket Bay put in 16 points of their own. For the Pacers, Karis LeVert put up 28 points. Monster night for him. Sumner put up 18 points, and Malcolm Brogdon put up 16 points in the Pacers win. We move over to Denver versus Toronto. Toronto, with their female broadcasting crew, got that 135-111 win over the Denver Nuggets. Pascal Siakam showed out tonight. He put up 27 points. OG Anunoby had a great game, 23 points for him, and Dwight Powell put up 22 of his own. On the other hand, Denver, they lose by 24. Jamal Murray had a great night. He dished out 20 points. Nikola Jokic had another characteristically strong night, 20 points. He got a double-double, and Michael Porter Jr. pitched in with 19 points of his own. He looked lethal tonight. Let's go to the game on ESPN. We saw the Milwaukee Bucks barely edge out the Boston Celtics 121-119. That was a great game. Middleton led the way for this Bucks team. He put up 27 points. Lopez and DiVincenzo had 17 of their own. Giannis only scoring 13. The Bucks move on. They are red hot, just like the Hawks. I believe this is their 6th or 7th win in a row. They are looking fantastic. As you can see, they moved up in the standings recently. You know, when Giannis has a bad night and this team can still get past a team like the Celtics that are, you know, right around there in that 8, 9, 10 seed spot, I mean, it just shows the character. It just shows how good and deep this team still is, regardless of having certain guys walk during years past free agency and trades and whatnot. So that's your final tally for the Milwaukee and Boston game. We move over to the Phoenix and Orlando game. Orlando barely edges out Phoenix 112-111. The biggest scorer for Orlando tonight, Nikola Vucevic, 27 points. Evan Fournier put in 21 of his own, and Okeke put in 17. For Phoenix, more of the same. Devin Booker put up 25, Campaign put up 23, DeAndre Ayton put up 21 in that 1-point loss for Phoenix. Tough loss for this team. They gotta start winning games like that. We move over to Chicago and Cleveland. Frustrating loss for my Bulls. We put up an individual video like that for the Bulls, as we do for every single Bulls game. Be sure to check out those in the future. 94-103 loss in favor of the Cavaliers. For the Cavaliers, Darius Garland looked great tonight. He put in 22 points of his own. Jared Allen hoisted up 19, and Larry Nance Jr. put up 14 points. He had a great defensive game as well. For Chicago, Zach LaVine, typical night for him. He put in 22 points. He's been hot this week. Lauri Markkanen rebounded from a pitiful last game. He put up 17 points. And Thomas Satoransky and Otto Porter finally were stepping up for the Bulls. They both dished in 11 of their own. Tough win for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Tough loss for the Bulls. The Bulls are starting to skid a little bit. They've lost 4 of the last 5. We move over to Charlotte versus Houston. Charlotte won this game. Final tally 122-97 over a pretty poor Houston Rockets team. Terry Rozier is continuing to have a breakout year for this Hornets team. He put up 25 points of his own. Graham put up 21 points. Malik Monk dished in with 19. For Houston, John Wall pitched in with 20 points. Ben McLemore pitched in with 14. And Christian Wood pitched in with 11. We move over to that Dallas versus Minnesota key matchup. We saw a final score, Dallas 128, Minnesota 108. For Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, the story of the night. He put up 29 points. Karl Anthony Towns had a great game. He put in 22 points of his own. Juan Hernan Gomez put in 17 points. And on top of that, we move over to Dallas. Kristaps Porzingis put in 29 points. Tim Hardaway Jr. put in 21 points. And Dwight Powell put in 16 of his own. After that, we move over to the Los Angeles Clippers. They took on the San Antonio Spurs. They won that game 134-101. For Los Angeles, Kawhi had a great night. He put in 25 points, played great defense. Morris Sr. put in 20 points, and Paul George helped carry the load with 17 of his own. For San Antonio, it was DeMar DeRozan paving the way. He put in 19. Patty Mills put in 17, and Samanic managed to hoist up 14 of his own in that San Antonio loss. San Antonio plays our next game against the Bulls. Be sure to tune in for that on Saturday. After that, we move over to the Utah Jazz taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Utah won that game 118 to Brooklyn's 88. This game was just a blowout, complete domination for Utah. They're playing like the best team in the West because they are the best team in the West. Donovan Mitchell, 27 points. Michael Conley and Malcolm Brogdon both dished in 18 of their own. For for Brooklyn, rather, Johnson had a great day. He put in 23 points. Timothy Luau-Cabarrot put in 14, and Perry dished in 12. Tough day for Brooklyn, but their best guys like Blake Griffin and KD were out. So, it's what you expect. After that, we move over. Atlanta got the 108-110 loss to the Sacramento Kings. Trae Young had a great night. He is just night in, night out, unfolding, turning into one of the NBA's brightest players. He managed to put up 29 points. Clint Capella dished in 25 of his own, and Bojan Bogdanovic put in 20 points. After that, for Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox is your highest scorer of the night. He hoisted up 37 points in a Kings tumultuous win. Tyrese Halliburton looked disgusting tonight. He put in 17 points, and Rashawn Holmes managed to hoist up 16 of his own. Final game of the night, Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Memphis gets a win here, 116-107. Memphis' biggest scorer was Dylan Brooks out of Oregon. He put up 25 points. I believe it was Grayson Allen. He put up 20 points, and Jonas Valanciunas put up 16 of his own. For Oklahoma City, it was a just tough effort for this team. I mean, it's hard for them to get past teams like Memphis. Oklahoma just doesn't have the strongest roster this year. Moses Brown put in 19 points. Aside from that, you saw guys like Lou Dort putting in 14 and Al Horford putting up 13. And that's the effort from Oklahoma City. Just tough loss for them. So, yeah, that is your scores from tonight. We move over to the standings. Just an update from the East. Philadelphia still in first place. Milwaukee in second. Brooklyn in third. Charlotte in fourth. Miami in fifth. Houston in sixth. Atlanta in seventh. Boston in eighth. Indiana in ninth. Chicago in 10th. Toronto in 11th. Cleveland in 12th. Washington in 13th, Orlando in 14th, and Detroit in 15th. For the West, the Jazz stay in first place. Phoenix takes that second spot. The Clippers take the third spot. The Lakers take the fourth spot. Denver in 5th, Portland in 6th, Dallas in 7th. San Antonio Spurs take 8th. The Grizzlies are in 9th. The Warriors are in 10th. The Pelicans are in 11th. The Kings are in 12th. The Thunder are in 13th, and the Rockets are in 14th. The Timberwolves are your basement dwellers. They're in 15th. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of this video. Be sure to check out our other content. Be nice to each other. Have a nice day. I'm out.